The air is crisp, a sharp reminder that colder days are ahead. We celebrate the ever-rotating wheel with decay and possibly some last-minute growth. We take time to remember our past loved ones and honor the ancestors of the land, and give a gentle care to those who have suffered through a harvest season. This is a time where I feel alive, where I can feel myself in a veil in its own right. I can feel myself so open for connection and a sense of vulnerability that is truly welcomed. Samhain, the witch's new year, the season of autumnal magic. Let's continue and learn from each other. Hey lovies, welcome to a really special episode of Witchy Wednesday. Typically I like to do my spell work on Spellcraft Sunday, but I've been slacking, I know, so I'm gonna do it all today. So let's open up October's Witch's Moon Box now and let's do some spell work. Okay, so super excited about this box. I'm opening it really late. I apologize. Halloween has kind of been taking precedence and we've been having a lot of fun over there. So super excited to see what we get for this year's October box. I was loving, I believe it was last year's October box, all about ancestral work. It's one of my favorite boxes. If it wasn't from last year, it was the year prior. So I'm been loving Witch's Moon's October boxes for some time now. All right, so let's open this up here. All right, let's see what we got. Let's look at our oracle card. There's always the first item. Harvest. Ooh, perfect. So I'm going to be putting this on my altar because it's still the last of the harvest season. So this is perfect. Harvest. As the waves of the ocean are infinite, as the trees in the forest grow tall, let my work now bring me to harvest. I'm ready to receive my all. That's so great. I am ready to receive my all. So good. Putting all of that emotion, all of that hard work, all of that shadow work that you've been doing. It's really the time to kind of reap your rewards and you're ready to receive it all. Love that. So good. All right, so let's look at our paper. Protectress of the Veil. Ooh, so good. As we step into this sacred season, we begin to truly rely on our practices to assist us in obtaining meaningful whispers of guidance. With the veil thinning, we delve deep into our connections with our ancestral and spiritual guides. While working with these guides, we call upon very specific energies for fierce protection and guardianship. We confidently walk into the dark half of the year, work with the shadows to realize our intentions and refine our interpretations and understandings. We have been working on this very exclusive and one-of-a-kind collection. I feel like they're all exclusive and one-of-a-kind, right? Like you can't get a lot of some things from the Witch's Moon anywhere else. For over a year and cannot wait to finally bring these items to our subscribers this coming Samhain. This magical item in the box contains the following. Ooh, the Protectress of the Veil. Okay, so the first thing we have is Whispers in the Night. Within the whispers of this night, I call upon and humbly invite my ancestors and spirit guides. Within this circle of power, I call upon the protectress of the veil to keep my energy safe, to keep my heart scaled. Deep within the nightly shadow, brightened by prophetic stars, I sit awake and aware of wonders, keen to the messages from afar. I am here to be open, to listen and to beseech. I am here to understand, I am here to be reached. Within the guidance, within these signs, I ask for clarity, for prophecy to be mine. So mote it be. Wow, this is beautiful. Love, love, love this. This is beautiful. Another item that I'm going to be putting onto my altar space. All right, Medusa. Ooh. I don't work with Medusa. I don't think I've ever worked with Medusa, so I guess now is the time to start. Beautiful, beautiful artwork. I do have a snake plant that I named Medusa, which is obviously fitting, but really awesome. The celestial influence is the moon, element water. The Greek name Medusa means guardian, to protect or rule over. So interesting. Offerings: blood, bloodstone, coral, jade, serpentine. Really, really awesome. So I'm going to have a really good time kind of looking at this and seeing how I can work with Medusa on Samhain. So this box was super heavy, so I'm interested to see what we have. And I already see our incense. It's called the Veil. Let's take a smell. Very interesting. It smells very similar to what we've gotten before. Just name something else. But it's like, it's almost like rain. I've mentioned that before. Like, it feels like a smell of like very cool smelling, like you would typically get from the rain, if you know what the rain is from Moon Dancer. So that's that. Yellow dock. An herb mixture that I can't understand what that is. And we have bird's foot. So let's take a look at the correspondences of these three herbs. The first herb we have here is epazote, another cleansing and digestive promoting herb. Epazote is well known for its deep history in Latin American and indigenous herbal remedies. Magically, the special herb also works to digest the hardships of life and clears out any negativity. Next up is yellow dock, an herb that has good digestive support and distinct cleansing properties. It's good for money and to lovers, and is also good to assist in clearing emotional and spiritual blockage. I love bird's foot. It's really good for money magic and satchels, and it's really good for enhancing growth of all kinds. You can use it for grounding and psychic protection during strenuous rituals. Okay, so next we have our candle. And I mentioned on the last unboxing that I would love to have their candles kind of incorporate like herbs and more dressed. Some had stones. I just wish that there was more love to these candles, but we have an amazing black candle in this box. What do we have next? Oh, crystal, maybe a bloodstone. Nice and protected. This looks like, oh, I can't put my name on it. Is that like that snowflake quartz? Oh my God, I know this. Oh my God, it's a flower agate. Should have known that because I do have one in my collection. But this one's nice because it has a chalcedony inclusion, marking the features of a flower. So this type of agate is really beautiful, and it carries an immense ability to assist us during a time of vulnerability, physical pain, or baggage. During the darker half of the year, we focus on these specific intentions as we face our shadows and work to bring healing and restorative energies to ourselves. Keep this flower agate in your pocket. It will work wonders. Next, we have our salt, Samhain. This looks amazing. Very spicy. So let's just take a closer look. The way that this is clumped up makes it look like this is maybe mugwort and some lemongrass. There's definitely a spice in here. So let's just take a look and see what this Samhain salt is composed of. But it smells wonderful. It smells like a harvesty type of scent. Samhain is a Gaelic festival marking the end of a harvest season and the beginning of the darker half of the year. This blood harvest signifies the thinning of the worlds when earthly and spiritual realms overlap. The salt was made with the intentions of celebrating this sacred time of year. And I was right. The herbs in here are clove, that spice, star anise, amber oils, yarrow, the mugwort, and vervain, which I thought was lemongrass. Really beautiful salt from the witch's moon. Next, we have our oil. I would love for this to be like another spicy, autumnal type of oil. So it has a Lemurian quartz. Looks like there's a lot of, you probably can't see it through here, but there is definitely a lot of herbs in here. So maybe the same herbs. Oh, this is strong. Medusa. Yeah, this is like super pungent. It almost hits you like Vicks Vapor Rub. Like it's super pungent. Love this. Look at that image of the snake. Beautiful. So this is Medusa. Let's check her out. I really love this Medusa anointing oil, and I kind of take back what I said because after some use, it smells amazing. This is good to specifically protect you from psychic attacks and intruders. It's made with ylang ylang, anise, vanilla, patchouli, and cedarwood. It also has beautiful herbs of lavender, patchouli, and dandelion. Okay, so do we have anything else? God, this box went by fast. Oh, this is heavy. Maybe it's like a statue or some sort of plaque of Medusa. Let's see. Holy smokes. This, like, I feel like it goes faster and faster. Yeah, I can already see it through the bag. Woo! This looks amazing. Wow, look at this. You guys, this is heavy. Like, this must be brass. Like, this has to be made out of brass. Let's see. Wow. This is beautiful. I'm speechless. This is an incredible item from the Witch's Moon. It's a one-of-a-kind brass Medusa plaque that was designed by the Witch's Moon. It's a very deep, tragic, and magical history of Medusa that is very dear to us. Her strong protective energies resonate within our sacred space during times of deep shadow work and ritual, guarding us from energies that are not welcome. The Witch's Moon also gives you a very brief history of Medusa, some of the lore that is around her, but I want to focus on what they're actually giving us this plaque for. It's a protective amulet that are commonly carved into the head of Medusa to guard against any intruding energies. Medusa can manifest as the goddess she was prior to her transformation, or may come into existence as a mermaid. We call upon Medusa during this time as the veil thins to provide protection and guard us from unwanted spirits and energies. Okay, so let's do the spell work. I'm going to be conducting my own spell work tonight using as much products in the Witch's Moon box that we got for October. So this spell isn't in the box, but I'm trying to incorporate as much so that way you can do it on your own. If you like any of the things that I have here, or you don't have the Witch's Moon box, I will be selling a kit that incorporates all of the pieces that we are using. I'm only going to be doing one because this offering bowl, this is a Diamond Point vintage offering bowl. This is included in the kit and I only have one of these. So I will post on Instagram or the communities page and I'll let you know exactly what time that's going to be on my apothecary shop, and then it'll be available until it isn't. But it will come with the bowl. It'll have some of the herbs from the Witch's Moon. It'll have some of the oil, some shells. I'll go over all of that today. And if you're interested in getting this whole package from me in the mail, then just be on the lookout for that drop. Okay, so again, I've used as much products in the box as possible. I have my Harvest card here that I absolutely love. I have the Medusa plaque, which is absolutely gorgeous. I have our 3 herbs that we discussed earlier. I have the flower agate, the oil, the candle, and I'm going to be burning some of the incense. So let's light that now. And make sure that all of your items are cleansed with resin. Please try not to use as much stick incense as possible. I go over the reasons why in other previous videos, but if you really want to cleanse your tools, resin is the best way to go. So let's light that up. Okay, so this is ready. All right. So the first thing you're going to want to do is cast a circle of protection. So before you do any spell work, it's very wise that you cast a circle, you call the quarters, and get yourself into a mindset that you're going to be doing spell work. What I like to do also before I cast my circle is to use some oil or scent that kind of gets me in the mood. So it's either, if I'm doing actual personal pre-work, I'll be working with Nag Champa, and we can today use some of the oil that we got in the box, which again, once you let it kind of dissipate and it goes into your skin's chemistry, it smells so good, and it's absolutely just feels amazing. So you want to put this on. That way the scent can kind of get you ready for spell work. And when it comes time for meditation, it's a little bit grounding and it helps you kind of just get ready to relax the mind. So after you cast your circle, anything that I do with any banishing or any protection or things like that, I like to do a LBRP. And what an LBRP is, a lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram. You will draw the pentagram in a way that denotes banishment and protection. I can't unfortunately show you how I draw mine, but it's very simple. Start with the pentagram. Are you more inclined to start from the left to the top, to the right to the top, from the top to bottom? Create your own pattern to do your pentagram, and then what you would do is that you will start at a quarter, you will start at the direction, and just draw your own pattern and speak words of power. And you would hit every single direction, element, and then once you're done, you can close up your LBRP. Once you're done with that, you're going to want to meditate. So you're meditating to draw on confidence, assertiveness, control, and paralyzing power, right? We are working with Medusa. It's all about the stone, the paralyzing, the stopping people in their tracks. We want to rein in that power. So by meditating, calming the mind, and being able to take in power of Medusa. The next thing you're going to want to do is provide a gift of offering. So that can be, I'll show you, we'll do that together. So this is the next step. You're going to want to create an offering for Medusa before you start. So that way it's there for her while you're doing your spell work, while you're doing your meditation and prayer. So I have some blessed water and the offering bowl. So what I'm going to do is add some salt. Salt will come into the kit. Okay, that's some salt in there. Medusa was also, it's strongly resonated with mermaids and the sea and things like that. So we're going to want to add some seashells. This will also come in your kit. I'm going to add some of the Medusa oil that we got for today. Just a little drop. This oil will also be in the kit. We're going to add some of the herbs. And if you don't remember what the correspondences are, definitely 100% stop this, rewind, and come back. This is the beauty of YouTube. You don't have to exactly do this along with me. Make sure that you're really understanding the unboxing, and then come back to it when you have a better understanding. So we're putting in the bird's foot. And then the yellow duck. Okay. And then what I would like to do is kind of just, I have this snake bracelet. This won't be in the kit, but you can put anything in here, a water safe crystal, some florals. If you have something that's of a snake resemblance, feel free to put this in. I love how that's sticking out. So this is the offering bowl for Medusa, and we'll leave her right there. Next, for Medusa's paralyzing binding spell, the candle is pretty important. So I'm going to be using the black candle that we got from the Witch's Moon, and I'm going to be dressing it. Don't need much, so let me put this aside. So you're going to need a plate for this and the black candle. I'll include a black candle in your kit, the oil, and more of the herbs. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna lightly dress this. We're gonna take some of our herbs and kind of just try to get them into the honeycomb. Lastly, we're gonna put the posite herbs on the candles. We're gonna melt this in, and then we're gonna continue on. Okay, so once your candle has been dressed and some of the herbs have been melted, I'm gonna go ahead and light the candle, and I'm going to drip some of the wax onto my dish here. That will help me when I put the candle upright, it'll stick upright. If you have a candle holder, you can absolutely do that, but the purpose of the candle in Medusa's paralyzing binding spell is that the wax, while you are looking and scrying into your vessel, your candle is going to melt, and it's going to melt onto the plate. The wax from the plate can be used as a divination to see the outcome of your spell. I often like to use ceromancy for that very reason. So here we go. I'm just going to let it burn here. You have enough to put it down. You should be able to put it down just like that. Hold it down. And there you go. Okay, so now that we have our candle burning, I'm just going to put it to the side and let it work its magic right next to our offering bowl. There we go. And I'm going to start the meat and the bones of the spell work. In Medusa's paralyzing binding spell, we are using Medusa's power for paralyzed binding. What I mean by that is when you gaze into a vessel, so mine here is a crystal ball, and envision the person you wish to bind, note this isn't a forcing bind. You should never, ever, ever impede on someone's free will. Rather, we are drawing the powers of Medusa to temporarily paralyze a person's state so we can manifest a positive reinforcement. Again, it will not remove their free will. It will heavily influence them towards what you're trying to manifest, which is protection of yourself and of the individual. Okay, so once you gaze into your vessel, and when you feel confident, right? So you've been meditating on feeling confident, assertive, as we explained before. You want that paralyzing power. You want to envision yourself as a very confident and assertive person. Once you get that feeling, please do not continue with scrying into the vessel until you feel that type of power. It will come to you if Medusa is ready to work with you. Once you've gazed into your vessel and you feel confident, you may repeat these words. So you're going to want to look into the vessel, scry, get into a gaze, get into a type of altered state, if you will. You're going to want to speak these words. I block all harm in my direction. With Medusa's power, I paralyze and set forth restraint to your recollection, a bind on ill thoughts until you realize. Protectress of the veil, I call upon thee, as I will it, so mote it be. And you're going to repeat these words and repeat these words until you can gaze into your ball or any vessel and you can see yourself, you can envision yourself not being affected by said person or said thing or said situation. So you're going to want to gaze, and then once you feel that you have hit that realization and you feel good about it, then you can start to close your spell. All right, so closing. You want to close your ritual. You want to conduct a ritual and do everything backwards and say your thanks and give appreciation to Medusa and take a ritual bath in Medusa's name, just so you can kind of rinse off that stagnant energy, any energy, residual energy that you might have left that's negative. You want to kind of flush that all away before you kind of call it a night, and definitely keep your offering bowl out. Let's talk about some aftercare. If you are binding for someone, you can wish to give them a stone. So you can wish to give them a flower agate like we have here. So your vessel, if you're doing it for yourself, you can scry on anything. You can use a black mirror, you can use the crystal ball like I have, or you can do the same exact thing to a stone and give it as a gift, which is a beautiful thing. If someone's having an issue with a neighbor or an issue with a friend or things like that, and they just want some protection against like ill will and ill thoughts, give them this stone and have them carry it around, and that way it'll be something that you give. So the paralyzing binding spell can be for yourself and can be for others. If the vessel is for you, if you are doing this for yourself, very much like I'm doing it here, you may keep the items close to you and your offering until next full moon. Be sure to cleanse your ball with resin and leave out under the full moon for forgiveness and extra cleansing. By the morning, your vessel will no longer hold the binding spell in which you set. So you really shouldn't leave the binding spell forever. That's not very wise of you to do. The thing about it, again, is that the spell is to paralyze someone for a temporary time while you put your positive reinforcement, while you ask that there's no ill will, that there's no malice against you. You're putting those intentions out there and manifesting it, and then everything goes back to normal. It's Medusa's power to paralyze, so that way you have the time and freed up the time to kind of do what you want and put your desires into motion. Lastly, charging your Medusa's Paralyzing binding spell. While charging is not required, it is recommended. A charged binding spell will provide results faster and multitask with enhanced efficiency. You can use any item you wish to charge your vessel, or I have something like I have here in my apothecary shop, and I'll drop this into the kit as well. It's a big kit. So you can do something like this. If your vessel was a crystal ball, you can charge it just like that, or any crystal or anything like that. And then your charging can also charge your binding spell, which just amplifies it. So that's just food for thought. You can charge it on literally anything, even a piece of selenite that will hold whatever your vessel is. So really cool. I love Medusa's Paralyzing binding spell. This is something that I created and I have in my book of shadows. If you're interested, any inner circle members that are interested in, please feel free to email me and I'll send you the steps. And I think that is all. Here, let me show you some of the other tiles that I have that you can use as a charging plate. So I have this pentacle, I have the triple moon goddess, I have a metal with gold pentacle, the green man. I have a bunch of charging altar plates, and they're all metal, and the green man I believe is brass. So really all awesome pieces. Be sure to check my shop out, be sure to subscribe, and I really hope that you love the spell work today. I'm so happy that I get to do that for you. It's been a hot minute, and if you have any questions, leave them down in the comment box below. Bye guys, see you in the next one.